A former president tagged and trapped, Bolsonaro faces the heat. From Brazil to Washington, from courtrooms to embassies, this is more than just a political scandal. It's a global shockwave. The courtroom drama starring Brazil's former President Jair Bolsonaro has escalated into a high-stakes international thriller, now complete with curfews, ankle tags, midnight raids, and a tariff war between two global giants. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens when the legacy of a powerful president collides with the full force of a justice system determined to preserve democracy? Grab your coffee, because we're diving deep into the political firestorm unraveling in Brazil, one that now has the world's attention, especially with the US weighing in, and not just diplomatically. Breaking news from Brazil. Brazil's former President Jair Bolsonaro, yes, the man who once held the top office in Latin America's largest democracy, has been ordered to wear an electronic ankle tag, live under a strict nightly curfew, and is now facing 24-hour surveillance by court mandate. The reason? He is accused of masterminding a failed coup plot to stop the transition of power to President Luiz Inacio Lula da Silva in 2023. But that's just the tip of this legal iceberg. The Supreme Court of Brazil isn't pulling any punches. Bolsonaro has also been banned from social media, barred from speaking with foreign diplomats, ambassadors, or even his own son, Jair Bolsonaro, who's been lobbying aggressively on his father's behalf in the United States. The charges: attempted coup, leading a criminal organization, trying to abolish democratic rule, and even damage to Brazil's national heritage. If convicted, Bolsonaro, now 70 years old, could face decades behind bars. But here's where this courtroom drama turns global. As intervention, a diplomatic firestorm brews. In an astonishing move that's raised eyebrows across the globe, US President Donald Trump, a vocal ally of Bolsonaro, has waded into the legal proceedings. Calling it a witch hunt, Trump's administration has not only revoked the visas of Brazilian Supreme Court officials involved in the case, but has also threatened Brazil with a 50% tariff on exports, starting August 1st. And that's not all. On his Truth Social account, Trump even posted a letter to Bolsonaro calling the charges political persecution, drawing parallels to his own legal troubles between presidential terms. In response, President Lula of Brazil hit back hard, stating that Brazil is a sovereign country with independent institutions, and made it clear no one is above the law. He promised to mirror any tariff imposed on Brazil, setting the stage for a potential trade war between the US and Brazil over Bolsonaro's case. What led us here? Let's rewind. In October 2022, Bolsonaro narrowly lost re-election to his longtime rival, President Lula, but instead of conceding, Bolsonaro remained silent. His supporters, many of them hardliners, camped outside military barracks, urging the army to prevent Lula from being sworn in. Then came January 8, 2023, Brazil's darkest democratic day. Just 1 week after Lula's inauguration, thousands of Bolsonaro supporters stormed the National Congress, the Supreme Court, and the Presidential Palace, in scenes chillingly similar to the US Capitol riot of 2021. Bolsonaro, he was conveniently in the United States at the time, and has denied any involvement. But federal investigators disagreed. An 884-page report unsealed in late 2024 accuses Bolsonaro of planning, directing, and being fully aware of a coordinated effort to overturn the election results and undermine democratic institutions. Brazil's Attorney General has gone even further, claiming Bolsonaro not only knew, but led the movement attempting to oust Lula illegally. What's next? Police raided Bolsonaro's residence and political headquarters this week, seizing communications and documents. Bolsonaro called the court's decision a supreme humiliation, insisting he never considered leaving Brazil despite what investigators suggest. His legal team has responded with fury, calling the new restrictions outrageous and accusing the court of overreach. But public sentiment is split. Some view Bolsonaro as a symbol of resistance, a strongman unfairly targeted, Others see him as a dangerous demagogue who tried to undermine democracy and is finally facing consequences. So here's the real question, folks. Is Bolsonaro a political martyr or a democratic menace? Is this court-imposed ankle tag the rightful clampdown on an attempted power grab, or a step too far in political retribution? And with the US now openly intervening, are we seeing the start of a new Cold War-style divide? This time drawn not over ideology, but justice. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more updates on this explosive story as it unfolds across borders and headlines. This is Skylimit TV, where politics, power, and global headlines collide. Until next time, stay informed, stay alert, and remember, the truth has no curfew.